Welcome to this particular masterclass. And before we begin, you can send your email address and your name to josephnutu@gmail.com and book Coffee with Joe so that you can have further discussions and even mentorship. Today, I want us to speak about in this masterclass office politics. There are several types of office politicians that you are going to come across in your professional life, whether you are an entrepreneur or you are employed in government or in the private sector. And the first type of a politician you are going to come across in the office is what you call the tasker. The tasker is a person who likes delegating all duties to everybody. They sometimes even would wish, and they normally delegate to their bosses if they have weak bosses. They don't want to work, but they want you to do their work and get the glory. The second type of office politician that you are going to come across is what you call the grumpy player. This is someone who does not want responsibility. They are always moving around in a very long face so that nobody can give them work, and that is a political ploy. They avoid duty and work, and that is how they survive. The aggressive type will even throw a tantrum or hell, and for you as their boss, you got to discern and design and ensure you give them work. The third type of office politician you are going to come across is what you call the sucker prayer. This is someone who you hear in meetings saying, as you have said, boss, or what the boss has said is right. They put leak in quotes. And you'll find that most bosses do not mind one or two soccer players who are going to be their minions. They can be able to play them around. The other type of an office politician you are going to come across is what you call the stickler to the rules. These are people who know all the standard procedures, all the policies, all the laws and regulations within the company, and they are going to push you to stick to them. They play their politics by making sure you stick to the rules. If it's an accountant, if you have not filled up your claim very well, they are going to take it back to you. If it's a procurement guy, he is going to ensure everywhere there is a T and an I ought to be there. Most of them have very poor social skills. That's why they stick to the rules. Who unto you if that kind of a stickler to rules is your boss, because they are going to make life on earth hell. But if you are their bosses, then you are safe. The other kind of a common politician you find in the office is what you call the overachievers. There are two types of overachievers. These are guys who are 24 hours, 7 days in a week, top of their game. They work on success. They deliver projects. They deliver results. The two kinds of overachievers you're going to find in the office is number one, the one who is born an office achiever, and the other one is the one who is created. One who is born in an office of achiever or an achiever in life, generally they are less stressed. They are easy to work with, but then you have to be at the top of your game. The one who is created by either society or the family where he was or she was brought up, they had very narcissistic parents who pushed them to the limit. They are always stressed, and they look at everything like a project. They play power games. They want, most of them are CEOs and they run organizations. They are normally top of their game. One to you if you try to belittle them in public because you become the next project that is they are going to ensure they achieve. Overachievers, the best way to handle them is just to be on top of your game, do the very best, and always keep them in the loop of what you're doing. The other kind of an office politician you are going to come across is what you call the power aligners. They align themselves with the powers to be. They know all the company policies. They say the right things. They mimic. You'll even find them talking and mimicking their boss. When the boss is not around, you may think they are the boss because they talk, they act, they smell, they even wear like their bosses. As a boss, sometimes you need to be careful of a power aligner because some of them are angling. There is a type we call the slipstream power aligner. They normally angle for your position and they don't mind aligning themselves and pushing you out of your position as their boss and taking up that particular position. Power aligners are generally people who are smooth talkers, very quick witted, and never dare come across, never dare bring down a power liner because the whole organization will be against you and they'll come down on you very, very hard. The last type of a power, the last type of a politician you are going to find in organization is what you call the sociopath player. This use the Pareto principle. 80% politics, 20% work. Sometimes you even doubt, why should I work? If this guy never works and he is always going up the corporate ladder, why should I be bothered? Because they never work. They play politics most of the time. A case study that has been recently found was the case of the CEO and the founder of Theranos. Theranos was a company in the US that discovered how they said they had the latest technology on blood testing, that you can use the least amount of blood to carry out so many tests. And the name of that lady was Elizabeth Holmes. She was able to bubulzul um, directors and senior government officials in the US government, and they became directors and members of the board. One of them was the former US Secretary of State, Kissinger, Henry Kissinger, who became a member of that particular board, and also a former US general, a four-star general, Mattis, who also became. These kind of people um, use their beauty to be able to woo you, and most of them, especially ladies, they are very dangerous to men because they use their beauty to bubulzo or to make the men not be able to work, and finally they are able to pick and become take up your position. I want to assure you that the offices where you work, politics is life. For you is to understand them and be alert about them so that you can be able to know how to work around them. Now that we have finished, we have come to the end. Remember to book Coffee with Joe by sending your name and your email address on josephnyuto@gmail.com. All the best.